Have you ever wondered how to show genuine interest in someone without coming across as desperate? It's a common challenge in our fast-paced, connection-driven world. Fortunately, the ancient philosophy of Stoicism offers practical insights that can help us strike that delicate balance. By focusing on self-improvement, maintaining emotional detachment, and valuing authenticity, we can build meaningful relationships while preserving our independence. Let's dive into these Stoic principles and discover how they can empower us to connect with others confidently and effortlessly. 1. Focus on yourself. In the pursuit of genuine relationships, one powerful Stoic principle stands out: focusing on oneself. This idea emphasizes the importance of self-improvement and self-reliance, encouraging individuals to invest time in their own interests, hobbies, and personal growth. When we prioritize our own passions, we not only become more interesting to others, but also cultivate a sense of fulfillment that doesn't hinge on external validation. A compelling example is the story of Steve Jobs, co-founder of Apple Inc. In the early days of his career, Jobs was known not just for his brilliance in technology, but also for his relentless pursuit of personal growth and self-discovery. After being ousted from Apple in 1985, Jobs found himself at a crossroads. Instead of wallowing in disappointment, he took the opportunity to focus on his passions. During this period, Jobs acquired Next, a computer platform development company, and became involved with Pixar animation studios. He immersed himself in the world of animation and storytelling, learning about creativity and innovation. Rather than seeking validation from others, he dedicated himself to refining his vision and honing his skills. This focus on personal growth paid off when Apple eventually bought Next in 1997, bringing Jobs back to the company he co-founded. He returned not only as a seasoned professional, but also as a more confident and innovative leader. His time away allowed him to cultivate a unique perspective, blending technology and creativity in ways that would redefine the industry. Jobs' journey exemplifies how focusing on oneself can lead to incredible personal and professional growth. By investing in his own interests and skills, he became a more compelling leader and innovator. His story serves as a reminder that when we prioritize our own development, we naturally attract others who appreciate our authenticity and passion. In relationships, this principle means that instead of trying to mold ourselves to fit the expectations of others, we should cultivate our interests and values. When we embrace self-reliance, we create a solid foundation that allows us to engage with others from a place of confidence and authenticity, fostering connections that are meaningful and enriching. 2. Emotional detachment. Emotional detachment is a critical component of building healthy relationships without appearing needy. This Stoic principle encourages us to recognize that our self-worth should not be contingent on the attention or affection we receive from others. By cultivating emotional resilience, we can engage with people authentically while maintaining a sense of independence. A poignant example of this principle in action is the story of actor Hugh Jackman. Early in his career, Jackman faced numerous rejections and setbacks in the highly competitive world of acting. Despite his undeniable talent, he often felt the pressure to seek validation and approval from casting directors and audiences alike. The more he yearned for acceptance, the more anxious and needy he became in auditions and performances. However, everything changed during a pivotal moment in his career. While preparing for the role of Wolverine in the X-Men series, Jackman decided to shift his focus. He realized that instead of seeking external approval, he needed to invest in his own growth and well-being. Jackman began practicing mindfulness and meditation, which helped him cultivate emotional detachment from the outcomes of auditions and performances. He approached each audition with a new mindset, focusing on delivering the best performance possible rather than obsessing over whether he would land the role. This shift in perspective allowed him to connect more genuinely with the characters he portrayed, bringing depth and authenticity to his performances. Moreover, Jackman learned to detach his self-worth from the industry's highs and lows, understanding that rejection was not a reflection of his value as a person. As a result, Jackman not only secured the iconic role of Wolverine, but also became one of the most respected actors in Hollywood. His ability to maintain emotional detachment allowed him to thrive in a notoriously fickle industry. He embraced challenges with resilience, knowing that his worth extended beyond box office success or critical acclaim. Jackman's journey illustrates the power of emotional detachment in relationships and professional life. By recognizing that our self-worth is not dependent on the validation of others, we can approach interactions with authenticity and confidence. This principle fosters deeper connections as we engage with others from a place of self-assuredness rather than neediness. Ultimately, embracing emotional detachment empowers us to navigate relationships and challenges with grace, allowing us to build connections that are meaningful, fulfilling, and resilient. Third practice, mindfulness. Mindfulness is a powerful practice that encourages us to be present in our interactions, enabling us to engage meaningfully with others without overthinking how we are perceived. By cultivating awareness of our thoughts and emotions, we can foster authentic connections and enrich our relationships. This Stoic principle highlights the importance of living in the moment and appreciating the nuances of our interactions. A compelling illustration of this principle is the story of Oprah Winfrey, a media mogul known for her ability to connect with people on a profound level. Early in her career, Oprah faced numerous challenges, including personal trauma and professional setbacks. However, she discovered the transformative power of mindfulness, which played a crucial role in her journey towards success. During her time as a talk show host, Oprah realized that her genuine interest in others was the key to effective storytelling. She began to practice mindfulness in her interviews, fully immersing herself in each conversation. Rather than worrying about the next question or how the audience would react, she focused on being present with her guests. This approach allowed her to listen actively, empathize deeply, and respond authentically. One memorable moment that exemplifies this was her interview with Maya Angelou, the renowned poet and civil rights activist. As they sat together, Oprah practiced mindfulness by truly engaging with Angelou's words, absorbing the wisdom being shared. This connection transformed the interview into a heartfelt exchange where both women shared their experiences, laughter, and tears. Viewers could feel the authenticity of the moment, leading to a deeper connection with both Oprah and Angelou. Through her mindfulness practice, Oprah became a masterful storyteller, drawing out the emotions and experiences of her guests while making them feel seen and heard. This authenticity resonated with audiences, contributing to the immense success of The Oprah Winfrey Show. By focusing on the present moment and engaging with others sincerely, Oprah created a safe space for vulnerability and connection. Oprah's journey illustrates the profound impact of mindfulness on relationships. By being present and engaged, we can foster deeper connections that go beyond surface-level interactions. This Stoic principle teaches us that authenticity and genuine curiosity are the cornerstones of meaningful relationships. When we practice mindfulness in our interactions, we not only enrich our connections, but also cultivate a sense of fulfillment within ourselves. Embracing this approach empowers us to navigate relationships with confidence, allowing us to appreciate the beauty of each moment and the stories shared within them. Fourth, set boundaries. Setting boundaries is an essential aspect of maintaining healthy relationships while preserving our sense of self. This Stoic principle emphasizes the importance of knowing our limits and communicating them clearly to others. By establishing boundaries, we demonstrate that we value our time, energy, and well-being, which can enhance our attractiveness and foster more meaningful connections. A powerful example of this principle can be seen in the story of Brené Brown, a renowned researcher and author known for her work on vulnerability, courage, and empathy. Early in her career, Brené was deeply passionate about her research, but often found herself overwhelmed by the demands of her work and personal life. As she gained recognition, the pressures mounted, and she struggled to maintain a balance between her professional commitments and personal well-being. During a particularly challenging period, Brené faced a turning point. She realized that her inability to set boundaries was contributing to her stress and burnout. Inspired by her research on vulnerability, she decided to take a proactive approach to protect her time and emotional health. Brené began to establish clear boundaries in both her personal and professional life. For instance, she started blocking off time on her calendar for self-care activities, such as exercise, family time, and hobbies. She communicated these boundaries to her colleagues and friends, explaining that her well-being depended on carving out time for herself. Initially, some people were resistant to her newfound boundaries, but Brené stood firm, understanding that prioritizing her own needs was essential for her long-term success and happiness. As Brené embraced her boundaries, she noticed a remarkable transformation. Not only did she feel more energized and focused, but her relationships also deepened. Friends and colleagues began to respect her limits, and her connections became more meaningful. By valuing her time and well-being, Brené attracted people who appreciated her authenticity and supported her journey. This story illustrates the profound impact of setting boundaries on our relationships and well-being. By clearly communicating our limits, we create an environment where both we and others can thrive. This Stoic principle reminds us that valuing ourselves and our time is not selfish. Rather, it fosters healthier connections built on mutual respect and understanding. When we establish boundaries, we empower ourselves to engage with others from a place of strength and self-awareness. This approach helps us navigate relationships with confidence, ultimately leading to deeper, more fulfilling connections. By honoring our own needs and values, we cultivate an atmosphere of authenticity and respect that enriches our interactions and enhances our overall quality of life. 5. Value quality over quantity. In a world that often prioritizes superficial connections and constant interaction, the Stoic principle of valuing quality over quantity in relationships is a refreshing reminder of the importance of depth and authenticity. This approach encourages us to seek meaningful connections rather than merely accumulating acquaintances or social media followers. By focusing on the quality of our relationships, we can cultivate connections that are fulfilling and enriching. A compelling example of this principle in action is the story of the late author and philanthropist Maya Angelou. Throughout her life, Maya was known for her profound wisdom and ability to connect deeply with others. Despite her fame and the countless people who sought her attention, she placed a strong emphasis on the quality of her relationships. Maya often recounted a pivotal experience from her early career when she worked as a dancer and performer in Europe. Despite the bright lights and the allure of the stage, she felt a sense of emptiness in her personal life. Surrounded by many acquaintances, she realized that the interactions were often shallow and lacked genuine connection. In response, she made a conscious decision to invest her time and energy into cultivating deeper relationships with a select few. One of her closest friendships blossomed during this time with another artist, the legendary singer and civil rights activist Nina Simone. The two women shared their struggles, dreams, and aspirations, forming a bond that would last a lifetime. Through their conversations and collaborations, they created not just art, but a legacy of empowerment and inspiration. Maya understood that true connection required vulnerability and trust, and she dedicated herself to nurturing these qualities in her relationships. She often stated that it was the depth of her friendships that provided her with the strength and support she needed to navigate life's challenges. Rather than spreading herself thin across numerous acquaintances, she chose to invest in a few meaningful relationships that enriched her life. This emphasis on quality over quantity allowed Maya to forge connections that were authentic and transformative. Her friendships inspired her work, and her interactions were filled with depth and understanding. Even as she became a global icon, Maya remained grounded in the belief that genuine connections were far more valuable than a large circle of acquaintances. Maya Angelou's journey illustrates the significance of prioritizing quality in our relationships. By focusing on depth and authenticity, we create bonds that nurture and sustain us through life's ups and downs. This Stoic principle encourages us to seek out those who resonate with our values and passions, fostering connections that are meaningful and lasting. When we value quality over quantity, we cultivate a rich tapestry of relationships that enhance our lives and contribute to our overall well-being. 6. Embrace vulnerability. Embracing vulnerability is a fundamental aspect of building authentic relationships. While it may seem counterintuitive to expose our weaknesses and insecurities, this Stoic principle teaches us that vulnerability can foster deeper connections and create an environment of trust and understanding. When we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, we invite others to do the same, paving the way for meaningful relationships. A powerful example of this principle is the story of former United States President Barack Obama. Throughout his political career, Obama was known for his ability to connect with people on a personal level. However, his journey to the presidency was not without challenges and moments of vulnerability that shaped his character and leadership style. During his early years, Obama faced skepticism and doubt about his ability to lead. As a young politician in Chicago, he often felt the pressure to project confidence and competence. However, he soon realized that his authenticity lay in acknowledging his struggles and imperfections. This realization became especially evident during his campaign for the presidency in 2008. In one of his most memorable speeches, Obama opened up about his own experiences with failure and self-doubt. He shared stories about his early career, where he faced rejection and setbacks while trying to make a difference in his community. By revealing his vulnerabilities, he resonated with countless Americans who had experienced their own hardships. One poignant moment came during a town hall meeting in 2008, where a young woman stood up and shared her struggles as a single mother facing financial difficulties. Rather than delivering a rehearsed political response, Obama responded with empathy and vulnerability. He shared his own experiences of feeling overwhelmed and uncertain, which created an immediate connection with the audience. This authenticity not only humanized him, but also encouraged others to share their stories, fostering a sense of community and trust. Obama's willingness to embrace vulnerability allowed him to build relationships with constituents, fellow politicians, and the media. His authenticity resonated with many, helping him to connect with diverse audiences across the nation. By showing that he was not above struggle, he inspired others to embrace their own vulnerabilities and seek support from one another. This story illustrates the transformative power of vulnerability in relationships. By allowing ourselves to be open and honest about our fears and challenges, we create a safe space for others to do the same. This Stoic principle reminds us that vulnerability is not a weakness, but a source of strength that fosters deeper connections and understanding. When we embrace vulnerability, we invite authenticity into our relationships, allowing us to form bonds that are genuine and lasting. By sharing our true selves with others, we create an environment where trust can flourish, paving the way for meaningful connections that enrich our lives and those around us. 7. Communicate openly. Open communication is a cornerstone of healthy relationships and a vital Stoic principle that promotes transparency and understanding. When we engage in honest dialogue, we cultivate trust and clarity, enabling deeper connections with others. This approach encourages us to express our thoughts and feelings while also being receptive to the perspectives of those around us. A vivid example of the importance of open communication can be found in the story of the renowned author and activist J.K. Rowling. Before she became a household name with the Harry Potter series, Rowling faced significant challenges, including financial struggles and personal hardships. During these trying times, she learned the value of communicating openly with those around her, which ultimately contributed to her success. In her early years as a single mother living on welfare, Rowling often felt isolated and overwhelmed. Despite her circumstances, she had a close-knit group of friends who provided her with support. Rather than hiding her struggles, she chose to be open about her difficulties, sharing her fears and aspirations with her friends. This vulnerability fostered trust and understanding within their relationships. One particular instance stands out. During a challenging period when Rowling was working on the first Harry Potter manuscript, she confided in her friend, a fellow writer. She expressed her doubts about the story's potential and her fears of not being a good enough mother while pursuing her dream of becoming a published author. Instead of dismissing her concerns, her friend listened attentively and encouraged her to embrace her passion for writing. This exchange marked a turning point for Rowling. By articulating her fears and desires, she received the support she needed to persevere. Her friend's encouragement reminded her of the importance of pursuing her dreams, regardless of the obstacles. This open communication not only strengthened their friendship, but also reaffirmed Rowling's commitment to her writing. As she continued to write, Rowling made a conscious effort to communicate openly with her literary agents and publishers. She expressed her vision for the Harry Potter series, ensuring that her voice remained authentic throughout the publishing process. This transparency helped her build strong professional relationships, leading to the eventual success of her books. J.K. Rowling's journey illustrates the transformative power of open communication in both personal and professional relationships. By being honest about her struggles and sharing her aspirations, she fostered connections that provided her with the support and encouragement she needed. This Stoic principle serves as a reminder that open communication is essential for building trust and understanding in our relationships. When we express our thoughts and feelings honestly, we create an environment where others feel safe to do the same. By embracing this approach, we cultivate deeper connections that enrich our lives and allow us to navigate challenges together with clarity and compassion. In conclusion, embracing Stoic principles, focusing on oneself, practicing mindfulness, setting boundaries, valuing quality over quantity, embracing vulnerability, and communicating openly can transform our relationships. These practices lead to deeper connections and personal growth. If you found this valuable, please like, share, and subscribe for more insights.